The Shark Deck.
Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news. As I put today's show together on Friday, Eddie Murphy was trending, and I was like, why is Eddie Murphy trending? Somebody named Damian Scott on Twitter posted a top 10 comedians of all time list, and it didn't go over well. Are you ready for the top 10 comedians of all time, according to Damian Scott? Let me go from 1 to 10, all right? Number 1, George Carlin. 2, Richard Pryor. That's most people's list. You know, you could flip those back and forth, but Carlin, Pryor, generally accepted as the 1 and 2. He's got Dave Chappelle at number 3. Okay. Robin Williams at 4. Louis C.K. at number 5. I guess not canceled. Jerry Seinfeld at 6. Chris Rock. Amy Schumer at number 8. Kevin Hart, who's a wonderfully talented, charismatic, funny person with awesome movies and cool TV shows and side businesses. Is Kevin Hart the 9th best stand-up comedian of all time? No. Just stop. And number 10, Jim Gaffigan. The one that really annoyed people seemed to be Amy Schumer, and people were asking why Eddie Murphy's not on the list now. I'm really, as I age, thinking about Eddie Murphy, and as a teenager in the 80s, I loved Eddie Murphy, but the more I listen to Eddie Murphy, all I hear is a Richard Pryor cover band. He was a shooting star. Obviously, he's had a great movie career, and he's funny, and everybody my age loves him, but he's a Richard Pryor cover band. Just listen to the type of material, the voices he does in the material, even wearing the red leather suit is straight out of Richard's thing. So I'm okay leaving Eddie off the list. I wanted to start looking at the Just for Laughs Montreal Comedy Festival schedule. Maybe not a deep dive today, but just wanted to check it out. So the festival runs July 14th through the 29th. If you're planning on heading up, go to the second week. The second week starts to be stronger. I've opened up their calendar here. The first shows they're promoting, July 18th, Just for the Culture and the Nasty Show. And it's mostly those the first week. Once you get to July 25th, Tom Papa's up there, Daniel Sloss, Ali Wong, Brad Williams, who's fantastic, Jessica Kirson, Ronnie Chang. Please Don't Destroy on the 28th. Brit-ish, that's always a great show. Anthony Jeselnik, Mae Martin, Leslie Jones Gala, Rami Youssef, such good shows. Kyle Kinane, Neil Brennan, Eddie Izzard. They don't have new faces up on the calendar yet. My guess, based on the past, is new faces will be Wednesday, July 26th. If I am able to make it this year, that is when I would go. I hope to make it. Got to convince somebody to go with me, too. It's no fun. I've done the festival solo, and while you're at a show, it's cool, and then it ends, and you're like, oh, I'm by myself. So I'll see if somebody wants to tag along. Montreal Comedy Festival, if you've never been, highly, highly recommended. Ricky Gervais made history. He did a stand-up show in Los Angeles and made 1.41 million pounds. Let me throw that into Google and see what that is in American. $1.7 million, 1.74 to be exact. Ricky Gervais, congratulations, boy. I guess he's not canceled. The show has been dubbed the highest grossing one-off ever by a British comedian. Ricky was on Twitter and said, a career highlight. I should retire now. Thanks to everybody who bought a ticket. To find out about the record is the icing on the cake. I was happy enough when it didn't rain. I can't even imagine what my mom would think about me playing the Hollywood Bowl. I hope she'd be horrified by the language, tell me I looked fat, and be secretly proud. He added, I wish I'd filmed it now, if only to remind myself it actually happened. Hey, this is exciting. From MMAfighting.org, your home for comedy news. The UFC is working on a comedy in development with Adam Sandler. Dana White, head of the UFC, says we're working on a show right now with Adam Sandler that's a comedy about working in the offices of the UFC. You know, maybe it'll be good. Can I be honest? I was putting together the weekly comedy thing. That's the show I host on Live One. And on this week's show, I featured an Adam Sandler bit called Gay Robot. It's very, very funny. Adam, can you do more of that? Sebastian Maniscalco told the Crew Call podcast how important it was for the creative team of his new movie, All About My Father, including the co-writer and the director, to understand the nuances of family life on a personal level. He said director Laura Taruso won the job in part because she's Italian-American. He said of his connection, we're like dolphins. We have a secret language Italians speak. I knew I'd have a shorthand with her. Sebastian was asked if his time working with De Niro on The Irishman helped him land Robert De Niro to be in the movie. And he said, yeah, I did The Irishman with him, but it's not like we bonded over cannolis on set. Hey, John, you never talk about Bert Kreischer. I know, right? Well, he spoke to Yahoo and said, I did probably 95% of my own stunts. The only stunts I wasn't allowed to do was go down the full flight of stairs. He got hurt during filming. He said, I hurt myself midway through the movie. I tore tendons in my left elbow and ripped my triceps. To prepare for all this action, he was on a strict fitness plan. He said, I worked out really hard. Every morning I ran 4 miles and would lift weights. Had I not done that, I would have been a mess. Regardless of being buff, he wasn't allowed to do interviews shirtless. That's his signature thing. He took Larry the Cable Guy's sleeveless thing and next leveled it going shirtless. Well, Bert Kreischer had to put on a shirt for his press tour, and boy, he's been everywhere. Bert told Collider, I hate wearing shirts, and I'm gaining weight, so none of my shirts fit me right now. He was asked, did a publicist say, you're wearing a shirt today? And Bert said, oh yeah, they have shirts for everything I'm supposed to do, and I'm so fat I can't fit in them. And I end up taking them off in the middle of the interview anyway because my buttons are just bulging. He loved every second of the movie. He said, I felt like every day was the first date, and so everything we did was just a blast. The one thing that was tedious for me, I have tactile issues. Like in America, we're a little more sensitive to people's mental health, and I didn't like it when they put blood on me, and I had to have blood on me for half the movie. It was sticky. It was uncomfortable. I had to be all over my hands, and that was the most tedious. They'd just be like, put it on. I'd be like, well, can we wait until I eat? And then once it was on, it was uncomfortable all day because I was sticky. And that was the only part of the movie that I was like, I'd never be able to do one of those movies like Eddie Murphy would do with the clumps with all that makeup. I could never do that. I'd be losing my mind. New York's famous Comedy Cellar has opened a replica at the Rio All-Suite Hotel and Casino in Las Vegas. That's kind of neat. This week, Thursday through Sunday, a showcase with Rocky Dale Davis, Joe Perino, Alex Kumin, Pardis Parker, and Mark Cohen. 2 shows a night, 7 and 9:30. The LA Times asked some comedians about Elon Musk thinking that Elon Musk is funny. In March, Congressman Jeffries tweeted, House Dems are fighting hard for the American people. Right-wing extremists are fighting each other. In response to Jeffries' tweet, Elon Musk said, that's what she said. Hari Kondabolu said, the problem is fighting hard doesn't have a double meaning. Also, a second sentence preceded the joke, so it's not really clear what he was trying to do. Spencer Crittenden said, what if he had just said, check please, it's just as stupid, just as nonsensical, but it fits a little better, right? Laurie Kilmartin said, the more I think about it, the less sense it makes. It's the kind of comedy that AI writes, and this is what you can expect if they don't settle the writer strike. I like what you did there. Musk also made a joke about the, pay attention here, Texas Institute of Technology and Science, all right? So it's the TITS. You paying attention? Trying to keep it clean. Yes, the Texas Institute of Technology and Science. Spencer Crittenden said, saying that word out loud isn't funny. Fun bags is funny. Boobs is funnier. There's a lot of them. Rocket dogs, chesticles. If you want to find the comedy in breasts, it's there. And I told you yesterday about James Acaster's new musical album. I just thought this was cute. Acaster remembers the moment he fell in love with music. He was 6 years old. He was at a party, and somebody put on a compilation album, and the songs on it, Men at Work's Down Under, and Centerfold by the Jay Giles Band. Great tunes there, James Acaster. And that's your comedy news for today. Follow the show for free on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you get your shows. I'll see you tomorrow. Who doesn't like vacations? Do you need some inspiration for your next road trip? Are you excited to get out there and explore the world again? Hi, I'm Johnny Mac. My podcast is called Travel is Back. Travel is Back is travel for regular people. We hop in the car, we fly coach, we use our miles, we eat at normal places, we stay at normal places. So what I do is I hop in the car, I grab my portable recorder, and I go somewhere. Season 3 kicks off with a road trip to Key West. You can check out the back catalog. There are popular episodes covering Chicago, Nashville, Vancouver, Seattle, a whole bunch more. Travel is Back, road trips for regular people. Follow the show on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your shows. These are quick, these are casual, and it's for regular people like you. Travel is Back.
You're no stranger to success, and now you're ready for more. An online graduate degree from ODU Global gives you the tools you need to take your career to the next level. Right now is a great time to get the boost you need for bigger things. Get started on your next degree with ODU Global today.